welcome to Deadhouse. This is the video for June 30th, and it is the first bonus video during our hiatus without Jennifer, who is, if you'll remember, away on maternity leave. I thought since the last set of books we did were the dummy books, and we ended with book 3, Night of the Living Dummy 3, that we would have a good look at the trading cards. This was something that we were also asked briefly about in the panel session, and so I thought it would be nice to go further in depth with some of the history of the trading cards. Goosebumps trading cards had 2 different sets. I'm going to start off with the first set, and it was also the first set of them that was produced, and that's the ones that were tear-outs that came in the books. Not all of these books had the tear-outs. So even though this was original print run, the tear-outs were being produced at the same time as the regular series, and some of the editions had the tear-outs and some didn't. All of the editions that had tear-outs had a bubble similar to this and said it somewhere on the front cover that you could get them inside. The tear-outs started with this book, book number 40, and continued up until every second book up to book number 62. Each book contained the cards for this book as well as the book that came after it. The only exception to that is book number 60. Book number 60 did not contain any of the tear-out cards. I myself only had 3 editions of the books that contained the tear-out cards. I had the one for Say Cheese and Die, which was book 44 and contained that, and the one for 45, which was Ghost Camp. I also had the Night of the Living Dummy 3 ones. This is my original book from when I was a child, but I do not still have the tear-out cards for it. I don't know what happened to them, or where they went, or how they went missing, but they absolutely did. I also had the tear-outs from book 48, which was Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns, and it also included the one for 49, which was Vampire Breath. The back of each card contains some information about each book. It gives you the setting, the main list of characters, a quote, and a couple of quotes actually. One from the book and one from R.L. Stine. I find the commentary from R.L. Stine on the back of each one particularly interesting. So for Say Cheese and Die Again, one of our least favorite books, probably our least favorite book, R.L. Stine says, "I had to write this book about an evil camera 6 times. Know why? I couldn't get the flash to work." That was a funny little cheeky thing, obviously. For Ghost Camp, R.L. Stine says, "At summer camp, counselors and campers tell ghost stories, but what do ghosts tell at camp? Human stories?" For Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns, he quotes, "A reporter recently asked me if I carved jack-o'-lanterns with my left or right hand. I said, neither, I use a knife." For 49, Vampire's Breath, he's quoted, "I got the idea for this book from my dog one day when she was breathing on me. I still can't figure out why no one liked the original title, Dog Breath. What could be scarier?" I mean, I'll give him that one. Dog smells can be particularly smelly sometimes. The tear-out series of cards appeared in a total of 11 books. There were other specialty tear-out items in the books as well. It wasn't limited to just trading cards. There were bookmarks, masks, holographic stickers, sticker decals, and even a calendar. I didn't really have these items. I did, however, have 2 of the bookmarks, and they say, "A reading is a scream." Both of these are basically identical other than the color and the picture. The green reading is a scream features the mascot for Goosebumps, who is a specialty mascot introduced for the short stories series. So tiny series or tiny story ideas that maybe didn't quite warrant a book, but made for neat, fun little thrillers were collected together in editions, and it was Curly who narrated and introduced each segment, kind of like Rod Serling would have done for The Twilight Zone, or the Crypt Keeper would have done for Tales from the Crypt. In the green one, Curly appears on the front, covered up in bed, ready for the night cap and all. In the blue, reading is a screen one. It features Curly with a backwards cap, glasses, a special bandana that says Goosebumps, and he's got some high tops that with the Goosebumps logo. It's basically meant to be sort of like a strange cool guy pose. I'm not really sure what's up with that other than it's very 90s. As I said, the back of the bookmarks are absolutely identical. Number 1, refill Cuddle's water dish with more monster blood. Number 2, make sure nothing is hiding beneath the kitchen sink. Number 3, put on your haunted mask, which, if you happen to get that particular tear out, you could actually do. Number 4, go eat a bowl of worms, a tasty late night snack. Number 5, rub on some Instatan. Number 6, reset your cuckoo clock of doom. Number 7, check your closet for Slappy and any other dummies. Number 8, listen for the barking ghost. Number 9, kiss your mummy goodnight. And number 10, now you're ready to get goosebumps. Try not to scream too loud. Unfortunately, my blue one got damaged, tearing it out of the book. You can see where it's got rips along it from where it was pulled out. But I have kept them all these years and in fairly good condition, and I do still use them from time to time. I have a bit of a bookmark collection. The other main Goosebumps trading card series was produced by Topps Cards, and Topps was Topps in the 90s. Anybody who was anybody, anything that had the most remote possibility of being popular, had a Topps trading card. It was basically the equivalent of getting those packages of gum with the trading cards in them, but instead you get specialty stickers. The Goosebumps trading card series was issued in 1996. They included such things as rare foil embossed cards, TV show cards, monster cards, story cards, monster magic cards, which were holographic, glow-in-the-dark cards, and foil stickers. There was only ever one series of these cards produced, though a second series was advertised but never released. I'm not sure if it was because the trading card phenomena of the 90s bubble was getting ready to pop, and so things sort of lost steam and people weren't collecting cards as much, or if there was something else behind the scenes we don't know about that maybe ceased that from coming into production. There were at least 2 cards for each book. There were monster cards that contained trivia on the back for the books, and story cards that provided the synopsis. What's really interesting about these cards is that they hired a wide variety of artists to produce them. So this package I had here is from an order I placed. I had purchased an artist-made zine that had artists reimagining the original Goosebumps books, and there were a couple of stickers that the artist has made as well. As part of the package, you could order one that also came with 1 pack of the original trading cards, still sealed and unopened, and also an original Run Goosebumps book, while the quantities lasted, of course. I went ahead and did that. It's an amazing zine. I have talked about it in the past, and I will provide a link to that in the description box for this. If you'd like to hear more about that again in the future, let me know, and maybe I'll cover that particular zine a little more in depth later. There were 8 cards in each package, and of course you always ran your risk of duplicates because they were random. These are the cards that I got with that set. And the book I got was Be Careful What You Wish For, which was one I already owned, but I did still keep both copies just because it was neat that it came as a set. I also had this series of cards when I was a kid. It was really fun. I actually got a couple of extra cards to complete the series. There were no duplicates except for one, and it was the Say Cheese and Die one. So a number of artists that were featured were Walter Velez, David Chelsea, Wayne Murray, and Zina Saunders. These cards are so inventive and imaginative and have such a great variety of artist styles. The back of the story cards each have their own little fun titles, I guess, like Deadly Dummy, Monstrous Munchies, Pyramid Plunge, and Evil Unleashed, just to name a few. Personally, I owned 9 story cards and 3 trivia cards, plus the very final card, which is the checklist. So I know from the checklist there were 54 cards in total, but it doesn't say exactly which cards are which, I don't believe. Oh my gosh, yes it does. I'm silly. It tells you exactly how many of each there is. So the monster cards are known as the Ghouls Gallery, and the TV show cards were Goosebumps on TV, and the rest were the regular edition. Now as for how many were specialty foil cards or holographic or glow-in-the-dark, none of that is listed here. So for the Monsters cards, or Ghouls Gallery, if you got all of them, it says here there were 9, you could put them together and it made a puzzle, a sort of like collage, so that's why there's like part of an edge here and something peeking in here on this corner. It made a collage of a bunch of the different monsters that have been featured in the books. So that's kind of neat that you can make a single image like that. A number of trading cards did that. That's it from me for the Goosebumps trading cards. I know this was a short and sweet one with just a little bit of information. If you have any other topics, whether it be short like this or more in depth, that you would like to see me cover as a bonus video while Jen's away, please do let me know. Shout it out to us on Twitter. I'm at Glitter Macaroon. Jennifer is at coffee_with_Jen with 1 N. And use our hashtag GBC Ghost Next Door so that we'll see it. If you have any other links to other really neat, interesting things, please don't ever hesitate to share them with us, and we will absolutely retweet them. A reminder that we're now also a podcast, and you can reach us at soundcloud.com/deadhousepodcast. That has all the relevant links to everything we do with the book club. It's also available on iTunes, and we've been notified that some of the podcatchers have begun to pick us up, and we're also available at Castbox. The links for everything will be in the description. We really appreciate you joining along and doing this with us, and if you wanted to give back, we do also have a Ko-Fi account where you can leave a donation in the amount of about a cup of small coffee if that's something you wanted to do. And of course you get a shout out in the next video we make. What we appreciate most is that you're watching or listening and participating, and we love to interact with people. So if you could share our links and videos, that would absolutely mean the world to us. Have a great day, everyone, and until next time, reader beware, you're in for a scare.